Okay, RC back again. We're going to be starting July 1943 of the Global 36 game. It's got a whole pile of my house rules. And we're doing the German turn, so I'm just going to show you the German build here. They're going to repair that one damaging Western German factory for the first time in a long time. They got an extra buck. They're going to lend lease that to the Italians. I know it's supposed to happen at the end of the turn, but it doesn't affect anything, so we're just sticking it right into the Italian stack of money. They're going to build 4 tanks, 5 mechs, 4 destroyers. They're going to move 1 fleet carrier and 3 light carriers forward on the map. All right. Oh, I'm going to do that too. Throw that sub in there. Silly me. Okay, so the Germans have a whole pile of combat moves, and I'll show them to you starting at the farthest away. We've got a oh, that's not an escort, that's convoy. We got a convoying coastal sub there. We've got a convoying advanced sub there. We've got an attack here. These planes actually came from Western Berlin. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 with the airbase bonus. Or I could land there at 5. Either one. So that'll be fun. Yeah, so this Navy came from out there at its own base. So 1, 2, 3. That's the only reason that torpedo boat destroyer could make it in there. It's got a jet, a fighter, and a medium bomber involved in that. We're going to attack this blocker with a destroyer and a sub, along with a fighter and a jet. I'm not sure if Britain would scramble 1 fighter into that or not. We'll see. We also have an amphibious assault over here. We had 2 Marines walk, or 1 Marine and 2 advanced Mac walk in from Scotland. Then we dropped 3 Marines and 3 tanks off the boats here, and we brought in a jet fighter as well. There's only one militia, but we want to make sure he's good and dead. And we brought the commander along, so that should be fun. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what else we're going to be doing here. Yeah, we're going to be bombing that shipyard again. And the second one's going to do a carpet bombing roll on this stuff. It can't be intercepted. And who knows, maybe there's 1 less dude to fight next turn. That would be a pleasant change, wouldn't it? All right. Besides that, there's not really any German attacks. I mean, it's not like there's not a bunch, but there's not too many. Let's start with that one right there. Of course. So this one right here is going to be a bombarded 2 or 2 at 4 and 2 at 2. Pretty self-explanatory. Hopefully we get a hit there and then we don't have to do anything else. So 2 at 4, battleships hit, done. 1 at 3 there. So that's the end of that. Britain lost that place. Liverpool is no longer British. If I could only find out where. If I could only find out where. So that's worth 3. Alright, so I'm just going to take 3 bucks out of this stack here. Put them over there, my old standard thing there. That's 3 bucks up for the Germans and down for the British. Obviously the factory's still busted. I can't fix the factory on the turn I capture it. I gotta wait till the next turn. Alright, so that's British militia dead. And that's it. That's it for the attack there. Oh, these guys are in there too. Right, so that's that attack. Let's figure out this one here. Okay. It's 1 at 8, 1 at 6, and 1 at 4, and 1 at 3. For the Germans. So a jet at 8. Hit. Oh. Would you scramble into that? You're probably going to lose your fighter if you scramble. I would judge no, because you might want the fighter for when this stuff hits you. And possibly the transports grab more stuff. You don't know. You don't know what's coming. Wait a second. I didn't mean to bring the Marines. Sorry, folks. These guys were supposed to be the regular infantry that were sitting here. Right? And I was supposed to be saving the Marines for next wave when I did an actual real amphibious assault. So that's 3 Marines. Sorry about that. Sometimes you look at it and go, wait a second, I grabbed the wrong troops. Because I was thinking, oh yeah, I'm going to save the Marines for next turn when I do an amphibious on London if it's still a viable option. Alright. Because I took that guy off the chips there for a reason of transports there. Alright, so we're doing this attack. The jet's already hit. I wouldn't scramble that guy in there because it's not going to really make a difference in that battle. So that guy does torpedoed boat destroyer with a defense of 2. And look at that, they got a hit. Which is why we brought this sub along. There we go. So that's that attack done. Now, since we're right here, let's do these strategic bombings and the carpet bomb. So the carpet bomb is 1 shot at 2 from the strategic rocket, if I believe correctly. They have this on here. They don't. 1 shot. It's got 1 carpet bomb shot. So let's try that out. 1 at 2. Hey, we got a hit. And then the other one is 1d6 on the shipyard, and that's $6. All right, so there was one carpet bomb roll in here at 2. We got a hit at 1, so I would assume that they would lose their militia. It's the cheapest unit they have. It defends the worst. So off it goes. And this shipyard again has $6 damage. So we're going to put $6 damage on that shipyard. So until they spend the $6 to repair that, they don't get the movement bonus from that shipyard. And they cannot place any naval units at that shipyard and that shipyard. And technically, since the shipyards and ports are damaged, they would kind of be considered, what's the word? Blockaded, since those are inoperable. They're now a surrounded city. Yeah. Right? Because it's been blocked out of supply. You can bomb the facilities instead of putting 3 ships there and 3 ships there. I'm pretty sure that just blowing it up works just as good as making it so they can't use it. Alright. So that blocker's done. I got a non-combat move these aircraft yet, but we'll figure that out. Well, let's just do these convoy raids first. I really want to see this battle, but I know that once I start doing that, I'm going to forget everything else. So we're going to do the coastal sub-convoy raid. It's going to be black, the defender's red. There is a +1 for the attacker and no escort, so the black is +1. And that is a total of 4 versus 2. So, I don't know why I give the British large denominations of money. That is 2 British convoy bucks, and that came out of the British coffers there. I only do that because there's a chance that the Italians are going to hit that line as well. So I just took 2 out of the British there. It went from 20 to 18 now. Now we're going to do this one here. This line is worth 6. There is a destroyer on escort right next to London. So we'll see what happens there. So there, the black is +4 because it's an event sub. And the red is +1 because there's 1 escort. So black +4. Nice. So we've got 8 versus 3. That's a $5 difference. Which means the British lose another $5, and they're down to 13. It's a good thing they got $10 of wartime economy they can spend somewhere else. All right. I don't think we need a battle board this battle, do you? It's pretty self-explanatory. There's no commanders on either side. Everybody's exactly what their face values are. So we'll probably just roll that one out. Here, just in case the Italians hit this line again, we're just going to leave that 5er up there. Just in case. Now, America's not in the war yet. But they're only $3 away. So they could be coming. So Germany's trying to get a little bit of preemptive here and eliminate half that fleet before this fleet can come out and join it. Because if they can eliminate that fleet, then the American fleet ain't so scary. Because the British basically have the same as the Americans almost. The only difference is that the Americans have some more aircraft carriers and some more big ships that they just finished building. All right, so that's those. Now let's do this attack here. So we got a medium jet at 8, a medium bomber at 7, and a fighter at 6. The jet and the fighter both have an air superiority round, along with this fighter over here. So whatever hits they take on the first round kills planes first, and then other things. So let's do our air superiority round. We're gonna pick here. Let's roll all 3 planes at the same time. All right. I'm gonna do orange for a jet, black for a regular fighter, and we're gonna give the British this kind of gold colored one. Is British. The orange is the jet. The black is the German fighter. All right, we're just going to roll all 3 aircraft at the same time. Technically, this happens separately. You know what? We're going to just roll the 2 Germans. We'll roll the other one later. So the orange is the jet. Two fighters. One orange at 8 and black at 6. And we did get 1 hit, so they will be losing their fighter. So I'm just going to take that off and put it up here so we don't forget that there was a hit on the fighter. All right, now we got a medium bomber at 7. That's another hit, so there we go. And what else do we need here? We've got 2 cruisers at 6. Nothing. This is not looking good. 1 destroyer at 4. And 1 torpedo boat destroyer at 2. Oh, nothing. So I only got 2 hits on the British there with all that stuff I brought along. That's not good. I did kill their fighter. And they're going to have to lose something else. And if you were me, would you lose the carrier? Or would you lose a destroyer that can shoot? The light carrier does defend at 1. You know what? You'd probably lose the light carrier because you want to keep shooting, right? You want to keep shooting for round 2 and kill as many guys as you can. So those would be your 2 losses. Alright, now let's take a look here. We've got the one battleship at 8. We got a cruiser at 6. We got the dead fighter at 6 shooting at planes. And we got 2 destroyers. So let's just shoot at the planes first. Here's the fighter at 6. Miss, thankfully. Alright, battleship at 8. That is a hit. I'll just leave that one up there. Cruiser at 6. Oh, miss. And 2 destroyers at 4. Man, I can't get any hits today. So they got 1 hit, and it wasn't by the fighter. So we're just going to take off this torpedo boat destroyer. That's a bizarre round. I tell you, that's a bizarre round. We're going to go for round 2 as the Germans here. We're going to say, heck yeah, why not? So we got 1 at 8, 3 at 6, and 1 at 7, and 1 at 4. So 1 at 8 for the jet. Miss. 3 at 6, 2 cruisers and fighter. That's 1 hit. Got 1 at 7 for the bomber. And we got 1 at 4 for the destroyer. Man, 1 hit again. Alright, if you're the British, you're going to lose the destroyer. So they got 1, 8, 1, 6, and 2 because the destroyer is shooting back. 2 at 4. So let's start there. 2 at 4. Oh man, 2 hits. 1 at 6. And 1 at 8. Oh. I just made a realization here. We're going to keep that destroyer alive. That's the 1 at 8, right? I forgot you can damage these battleships. So instead of losing the destroyer, we're just going to take a damage on the battleship here. Alright. And they got 3 hits. This is not turning out the way Germany expected, because it can't shoot anything for if its life depended on it. 3 hits. Well, if you run away with those cruisers, they're dead. The aircraft will be able to get away. So that's the way we sit now. Do you go one more round and risk those planes? How valuable is that? What a horrible rolling job by the Germans there. Well, how valuable is that Navy to you? Probably not enough. I would say I'd stop. I would definitely stop. I don't want to lose my planes and then still have them having a chance to. I wouldn't be able to get all the hits to kill everything, even if I lost all my planes in one round. So we're going to color off there. All right. So let's see, where do we move here? 1, 2, 3, 4. So these guys got 1 move left. They're probably going to land right here, which coincidentally happens to be the same place that these 2 guys are going to walk into. And hell, we'll put some mechs in there too. Maybe some tanks. Now this plane was 1, 2, 3, 4. It's still got a range of 5, so it's got 2 moves left. We're going to throw it in there too, just to be on the safe side. Alright, so that is that. These aircraft are going to fly up and they're going to land in Scotland, along with the aircraft from this battle here. And the English Channel are going to land in Scotland, along with this jet that was over there. Rightio. So now we have a German blocker down there. That didn't work out as well as I'd hoped. I hoped to at least kill half their navy instead of just the carrier and the plane and damage the battleship, but such is life. You don't win everything. Alright. I'm gonna just, oh yeah, it's a $3 change. 3 down for the British, 3 up for the Germans. So British are 1, 2, 3. They're down to 17, and the British are up to 65. And I'm just going to show this since we're standing right over here. We're going to move that fleet carrier up so it's placeable. Or sorry, light carrier. These two light carriers move forward. And this one moves forward as well. Okay. There's that. I don't have a pile of non-combat moves. I was going to do something with that transport, but I don't need to now. So I'm just going to leave that thing alone until I figure out what we need to do with it. Let's just tuck it in over here. It's out of the way. Let's wait till those $3 worth of stuff. Now he's got to play some units. We're going to non-combat move these guys back to here. And this tank and mech are going to move into Romania. We don't need to be putting pressure on the Russians from this side. We want to kind of turtle in a bit. These mechs are going to go in. Join that stack. We are also going to be building a stack of mechs over here, all 5 of them. And we're going to put 3 tanks in, or 4 tanks in Western Germany. Alright, now the crazy part is we get to play some units. Oh, I forgot to bring that thing. Thing I love about this game is so long as you're in supply, you can place your units. It does specifically say you cannot place anything at a shipyard unless it's connected to a major factory at your home country, but it doesn't say anything about Navy bases, so otherwise the Russians would not be able to build any units there or at that base. Alright, so there we go, and there we go. 5 more units in that stack there. And it's just a delivery. It's not like they're built at this place, right? Their units get delivered at a Navy base. Alright, so there we go. That is the German turn. Hopefully the British come tangle with that fleet. Or, even better, they don't and we just come tangle with it on our own time because then we can bring more aircraft. Yeah. Not sure what else to do here, so I think that's it for Germany. It's a pretty boring turn in a way, but you gotta had a whole bunch of attacks at the same time, so. Alright, I will shut her down for Germany. Germany is now collecting 65, plus their 15 bonuses, so they're at 70, 80. And, oh yeah, Germany's got wartime economy. Let's see what they get. Wartime economy. 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. So Germany, as I said, was at 65, 70, $88 now with their bonuses. 40, 50, 60, 80 man. 5, 88. All right, 88. Oh, and one other thing I forgot that I paid to repair damage, so this is coming off finally. There we go. Keep forgetting to do that. I didn't really need to. I had the ability to build 19 dudes there. I didn't really care if I was one short somewhere. But I may in the future if people start landing there. Alright, so that is the German turn. I will see you on the Russian turn. July 42, Russian turn. We're going to build 11 Katyushkas. We're going to buy a lend-lease of a militia for the CCP. The CCP are going to build their own militia. And I forgot to show this. The whole intent was to land this transport plane with a dude there so that the transport could scoop up the airborne next turn. So I forgot to show that. I also was looking up in the rules on commanders, and technically it's a U.S. commander that the CCP or the KMT had, but it can only be used as a KMT commander, not somewhere else. However, on commander death, right, you may move up to 4 land zones away, blah, 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 blah. Since the KMT surrendered, there's no point in him staying in China because he will not act as a CCP commander. And so I moved him back to where he was when he died. He did have a successful role, but I could not figure out a way to get him to an American-controlled place. And American units could not land on British units or British zones without declaring war on them. So this guy has effectively disappeared off the map. There is no commander. He has no place to land. He is dead. And he's going to stay dead. So, that's how that worked out. So, just so you know, Russia was going to do an attack. But then I started counting stuff out, and I realized that my, where are all my pointy sticks? Anyway, Russia was going to do an attack. Well, let's use one of these cruisers here. On here, but when I counted it out, the aircraft on, this tab here counts for that Navy in there with the 3 light carriers and whatnot. When I counted it out, that Navy, the aircraft could get here at 3, but then they only had 1 extra move, and they couldn't go to the land and come back. And I wasn't going to risk these land troops fighting against 4 dudes on the ground with double casualties. Not unless I'm going to be putting some serious hits on them on my turn. And I need those aircraft to get the hits in. The bombardment's just not enough. 2 at 2 and a handful of 1s. That's just not worth it. So we're going to skip that phase, and this is all still in this ocean here. I just kept the transports in the vehicles they were transporting out. We also moved this aircraft here, and we put this, we did not put this on combat aircraft. Oh no, we did. That way nobody could come in and sneak in and shoot that sub. I don't want these guys to suddenly decide to declare war on me. They can. It's a two-way street. Both sides can do whatever they want to the other side. So Russia is really gonna just kind of sit back and not do too much. Just because these are border zones, the aggregate number of dudes on the border. I'm moving a couple guys up. That stuff there doesn't count. So we're gonna rail move. Move these 2 dudes all the way to Vladivostok. That way they count as being on the border. The border zones are Chita, Amur, and Vladivostok, as well as this stuff. So we need to make sure we got enough dudes on the border to match. And right now, we're pretty much even in numbers. So we'll leave it there. I don't want to start a major arms race. Last turn we can always do that, but it's not to get too carried away here. Alright, so that is that. Russia was trying to figure out what to take, and if it attacks the Netherlands, doesn't bring them into the war with anybody else, and if it can take out Borneo for $2 and Java for $2, it steals 2 points from the Japanese. And the Allies already are losing tons of points to both the Russians and the Axis going forward. So Russia's trying to find some sneaky ways to steal points from the Japanese. I mean, they could always go somewhere else too, right? It's these two, Malay and Hanoi and Saigon, and the Philippines. But does Russia want to attack the Philippines? Not really. Why bring them into the war against yourself? How about you just sit back and watch the Japanese and the Allies fight each other, and you just gobble up these orange guys? That's kind of where we're thinking with Russia here. I was going to pull the trigger, but I just couldn't reach. I miscalculated my distances. Light carriers could reach. The problem is the plane on it can go just as far as the carrier from a base. So I could have flown up to here and attacked this Navy. You know what? But then I would have been leaving this transport all behind. I was looking at that because this sub's here, and I don't want to split my Navy up. So we're just going to chill out. So as of now, Russia's plan is this stuff. But, I mean, Japan's got its turn coming up right away, and who knows what they're going to deal with this mess. If it goes the wrong way, well, maybe Russia takes out the remains of that, or gobbles up India. I got enough units there that I can just march into India and take half of it, while the Japanese and the British are fighting each other. Alright, so that is the Russian turn. Not that exciting. We got a recruitment roll of 1 for those dudes in the CCP, and they're going to place these dudes here too. So we're just going to take these 2 dudes and put them in there. We're going to place these 5 Katyushkas in Moscow. Actually, we're going to put them in Kursk. We're going to throw 3 of these guys over here. We're going to throw 3 of these guys over in Stalingrad. Done. That's the Russia build. That's the CCP build. The CCP makes $1. Russia makes 59 again, which I believe is what I already had last time. I'll double check. But Russia does have 2 tech rolls to roll. So why don't we get those figured out? So we're rolling for wartime economy still. That's a hit. Perfect. You need a 7 or higher for both of these. And improved shipyards at 7. Nice. Russia finally got 2 of these techs. So Russia, I know there's not a lot of points left, but if Russia needs to build a navy for some crazy reason, it wants to be able to build a cheaper one, and this wartime economy will come in handy should it be required. It looks like I'm going to have to make some new magnets. Those things have been kicking around on that board for about 2 years now. They're getting abused, which is good. We're using them. Alright, so that's the Russian turn. They collect 59. CCP collects 1. We figured out about that US KMT commander. Literally, I was trying to figure it out, and the closest US zone is the Philippines. So if you count out from the Philippines trying to get back, you're at 1, and then you're at 2, or you're at 2, either way, it doesn't matter, and then 3, which connects to the 2 of them, and 4. But the commander was here. Like, I'm one space away. And by the rules, which stinks, right? Because they can non-combat move 6 escapes and can be placed in any land zone up to 4 zones away. If he escapes, and that's 5 land zones. Five zones away. I could not make it work. So, they lost their commander. That's okay. I have a feeling the Americans are going to get a couple, 3 commanders here right away anyway. And they only really need 1 for the Navy on each side, and 1 for the land on each side. Okay. So that is that, and I will move on to the Japanese turn when I finally figure out what the hell to build them.